Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be for another installment of the movie preview. Of course, January has ended. Kind of a weird January, a very mild January, surprisingly. Not really that many terrible movies, except for like Proud Mary and a couple Netflix offerings. But other than that, there really wasn't anything that bad, surprisingly. However, now we approach February. And from the looks of it, I'm going to say what Chris Stuckman said. It really seemed like we have shifted all the terrible movies that were in January and instead have put them in February because we got some really awful stuff to talk about in this video. We do have some stuff that looks somewhat promising, some stuff that looks really fucking great, honestly, but a lot of it does look very mediocre. But with me here, I do have two first-timers on the movie preview. Not first time on my channel. You guys both saw them in my Q&A, but they're both in my movie preview. First of all, like I said, he was on my Q&A, and I had him on there so I could introduce you guys to him, and now here he is, Samuel One World.
Yeah, hello everybody, it's the same One World. I basically do a lot of Kevin does on the channel, movies, TVs, and other stuff. And it's really back on the channel. Talk about some better movies.
All right, and secondly, got this guy last minute. One, have him on my channel for a while, have him on the Q&A. You guys seem to really like him. So now here he is again, MC Deadpool.
What up? Glad to be talking about like February movies that look like shit -2.
All right. So we're just gonna get started, guys. The first movie, it's a little weird because I've actually already seen this movie. I hate to be the douchebag in the group that's already seen the movie, but I already
Kevin.
And that happens to be none other than a film that everyone is absolutely looking forward to. That, of course, being Winchester.
Do you believe in ghosts, Dr. Price?
I do not believe in anything I cannot see or study.
I feel their presence. In the air, in the walls. It has found us.
Mrs. Winchester, wild in construction.
The spirits, killed by the rifle. We lock them away. 13 nails seals them in. I will do whatever it takes to protect my family.
So Winchester in general, like I said, I'm not going to talk about this movie for that long because I am going to be uploading my review. Actually, right after this goes up, I'm going to be uploading my review for it. In general, I don't really want to say too much about it, but let's just say the trailer to this movie is not at all what you think the actual movie is not at all what the trailer makes it out to be. It is much different. It is not nearly as interesting. It's not really scary at all, and it's definitely one of the most generic things I've seen in a while. That's really all I want to say without delving deeper into it. Just watch my review for a more, like I said, deeper look into why it didn't work for me. But now I want to turn over to you guys. First of all, Samuel, one more. What do you want to say about Winchester?
And when I saw the trailer, it actually looked to be a pretty interesting movie. I mean, interesting, but it's such the movie is getting bad for you because it looked like a movie that could have had a lot of potential to be very scary, but yeah. Now I'm not looking forward to seeing because I know I'm going to not like it.
Yeah, that is the thing I will say. The teaser I actually really loved to this movie. I thought it was really creepy and eerie. It gave me kind of a Crimson Peak vibe. And you guys know that's a very underrated Guillermo del Toro movie, in my opinion. I actually really do love that movie. I really do love that one, and I thought this could be very similar to that. It's not that at all, without spoiling anything. It's definitely not like that at all, but yeah, that's really what I have to say. But MC Deadpool?
Well, I saw the trailer at the last minute.
Yep.
And from the trailer, it looks like another generic horror movie that could have came out in January, but for some reason it came out in February. So I wasn't interested in seeing this movie, but after hearing all the bad reviews, that kind of made sense. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Even with Helen Mirren, who is hot for somebody her age, even she can't even say this movie. Well, I mean, I will give it this though. It looks nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's about it. Yeah, so Winchester in general, echoing what MC Deadpool said, it's kind of strange because this does very much seem like the first movie January. I said in my review, and I'll say it again, if you were to flip around Insidious and Winchester, I feel like it would make a lot more sense because Insidious actually seems, is like a film that puts some effort into it. Winchester, again, without saying anything, doesn't really do that. So I very much could have seen this be the first one. It's kind of weird, but either way, Winchester, it's already come out on February 2nd. If you guys did want to check it out, it already has come out. Now we're going to talk about another amazing movie. This one kind of came out of nowhere. There's really nothing coming out this week. There's only like a few other releases, and I just kind of threw this one on there. And Samuel Oneworld's going to introduce it.
And the movie's called Scorched Earth.
In the middle of the 21st century, Mother Nature finally unleashed her fury in a cataclysmic event known as the Cloudfall. It destroyed almost the entire planet. New and rudimentary authorities began to keep people as safe as possible, and bounty hunters roamed the wasteland.
You're just trash. What makes you so different than the bounties you drag in here? I'm still above ground.
I did see the trailer, and it pretty much just looks like your typical generic action movie. That's the person that much to say, but honestly, it didn't really impress me.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think not only does it look like a generic action movie, it doesn't seem like a regular movie. It seems like something on like the sci-fi Saturday movie of the week. It's a really dumb plot overall. I didn't really recognize a single actor besides John Hannah from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's the only actor I really did recognize. It just looks really dumb. I don't really have too much to say about it. It just, like I said, looks very generic and ridiculous, and that's really all I have to say. But MC Deadpool.
Well, I saw the trailer.
At the last minute.
Yeah. And once Sammy said it's from the same director who did a Disney Channel original movie, that already is kind of a bad sign.
Yeah. Agreed.
And like you, I only recognize one actor, and that was Gina Carano because she was in Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, and like you guys said, it looks like another generic action movie, and I don't think I have any interest in seeing it. So, yeah.
All right, so Scorched Earth, if you guys are looking forward to it, some of you probably have never even heard of this movie. It actually does come out on February 2nd, already has come out, actually. Now we get to an amazing week for movies. There's just so many great releases coming out this week of February 9th. There's so many great movies coming out. In all seriousness, though, we actually do have one release that does look somewhat promising. The other two we'll get to in a little bit. But this one I actually do have some hope for, and Gary is going to introduce it.
And that is the 1517 UC Paris. Oh.
Bonjour, vous désirez quelque chose?
Snacks coming at 12 o'clock.
Gentlemen? There you go.
Thank you. Look at the baby soda, Spencer. Alex, shut the heck up.
I think this is the new Clint Eastwood movie again.
Yep.
I saw it at the last minute and I already forgot what happened, but I remember the cast. It showed the woman from The Office. It showed Judy Greer.
That it did.
And from the trailer, it looks like you said, it looks somewhat promising.
Yeah.
Because Clint Eastwood, he can be. We all know Clint Eastwood. He's a great actor. As a director, he's very hit and miss, though. He can make great movies like $1 Million Baby and all that stuff, but he also made some duds like Jersey Boys. And the last military movie he did was American Sniper, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
I like mean, I like the movie. I like the movie, but it wasn't anything amazing. I would have nominated for Best Picture.
Oh no.
So maybe this movie might be at least decent.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that. Here's the thing. Like I said, out of all the movies coming out on February 9th, this one's basically a masterpiece compared to the other two. My biggest concern with this movie are two things. One, it's one of those movies where they got the real life people who were the real life survivors or whatever to play the actors in the movie. And that automatically is a concern because they're not really professional actors. They don't really have any experience. I know they tried that with Active Valor before, and I heard that one actually worked pretty well. So there is a possibility. But my second biggest thing is that we already know that these people are going to survive because it's the real life people. So we know nothing bad is going to happen to them. So I feel like that does kind of detract some of the suspense throughout the movie. And because of that, it does make me a little bit less interested than I initially was. So that's the one thing that definitely does have me a little bit, like I said, concerned about it. Other than that, I do think it actually does look pretty solid. I don't really know a lot about the story, so that definitely does intrigue me. I haven't really heard that much about it before, and I think that overall is very interesting. Clint Eastwood has been a bit of a hit or miss director, as MC Deadpool alluded to. So we'll have to see the way this one really does turn out. I don't really know how this one's going to go, but that's really all I say about 1517 to Paris. Now we're going to turn over to Sammy and see what he thinks.
Pretty much what you guys said. The movie does look somewhat promising. Like it could be some interesting. I do like some people involved, and like what I do like in some dark. Again, it's kind of hit or miss. I agree, but I do like some more hits, some more edits. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, so 1517 to Paris VR is looking forward. Does come out on February 9th. Like I said, this movie pretty much looks amazing compared to the other two movies that we're going to be talking about. These next two movies, again, said it very much feels like it's the month of January. Keep in mind, guys, this is Valentine's Day weekend that both of these are, in fact, coming out. I don't know how they're both coming out when they are. It's pretty crazy, to be honest with you. But either way, we're just going to get this one out of the way because I don't even want to talk about this movie. That, of course, is the final installment to the franchise that everyone has just absolutely loved. That, of course, being 50 Shades Freed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Ask me,
Mrs. Gray, look out your window.
what you know is true.
I'm taking you away for the weekend.
I just can't believe this is my life, that I get to live with you.
Oh, I love your precious heart.
It meant nothing to me before you.
Do I even need to say anything? You guys already know what I'm going to say about this movie. You guys know how much I've absolutely loved the first two movies. Cinematic masterpieces for sure. Not cringy at all, definitely. It's not like it has two really great actors who don't give a shit throughout most of these movies and are just basically going through the motions. Yeah, I don't have anything to say, honestly. I've said everything I possibly can about this franchise. Thank God it's ending. Thank God it's not one of those fucking stupid two-parter things like what Breaking Dawn did or what Mockingjay did. It's just a really dumb thing overall. I'm glad they're not doing that for this movie. Thank God it's ending here. At least I hope it's ending here. I hope it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, we got you. There's actually going to be a fourth one. I really hope this truly is the ending. Look, Dakota Johnson, Jamie Dornan, they are capable actors. I have seen Dakota Johnson in other stuff. She was amazing in Black Mass. I've seen her in other things since then. She's definitely really great. Jamie Dornan, he definitely does have a successful career. But again, you give them these roles, and there's just really nothing for them to do. Anastasia's such an awful character. Christian Grey's an awful character. Just really nothing to this series. The last movie didn't even feel like a movie. It just felt like a collection of short stories compiled into one movie. And I feel like they're just kind of overcomplicating things here. I mean, you watch the trailer, and not only is Jack, going after Anna, but then you have this other girl who's come in. There's going to be like a love triangle in there, and then you have all this this car crash, and it's just like, it's just like end it in a satisfying way. You don't have to overcomplicate things. It just seems like they're just kind of doing whatever at this point, and it doesn't even seem like they really give a shit anymore. So that's really all I have to say. I'm just glad this series is coming to an end. I've absolutely hated everything about this series, and yeah, that's really all I have to say when it comes to this film. I'm sure you guys pretty much agree.
Yeah, definitely. Just you think that's ending.
Yeah, and is there anything you want to add, MC Deadpool?
This movie looks like shit. It looks like a piece of garbage.
That it does.
Yeah, look, like everyone else, I hated the first two. And on the trailer, it just looks the same. It looks the exact same. And hopefully, the only thing I can say that they did right, like you said, at least it's not a freaking 2-part series.
Yeah.
Thank the fucking gods.
Yeah, thank God. Oh
yes. Yes. So, yeah. It just looks horrible. Horrible.
That's putting it lightly. Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. Alright. Next movie.
Yeah, so 50 Shades Freed, like we said, not really much to say about this movie. It looks like absolute garbage. There's really not much to say there. The only thing I will give it is that, if you guys don't know, Adam Haskell and I are actually going to meet up and see this movie and the next one we're talking about. So at least I don't have to suffer through this movie alone. But at the same time, I'm just absolutely dreading the fuck out of this movie. And I'm dreading the next one just as much, guys. The next movie is going to be such an amazing, another great movie to come out on Valentine's Day that Sammy is going to introduce.
Peter Rabbit.
Yay! Blue jacket, no pants. You must be Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, didn't you try to eat me? Show me your teeth. Do like a go, like. It was you. I knew it. How are you? So good to see you. Hey. I can't think of one thing that could stop our fun.
Humans coming!
Hello.
Run!
This way!
I remember when I saw it, I was like, "What the hell?" And this movie has just a talented cast like Domhnall Gleeson, Rose Byrne, Sam Neill, James Corden, Daisy Ridley, Margot Robbie. Yeah, and this is actually from the director of Easy A, French Benefits, and the remake of Annie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, great director all around.
I mean, Easy A, French Benefits, I do really like. Annie, not so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, this movie looks shit. It's gonna grab. I'm not looking forward to whatsoever.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Peter Rabbit, I read the books when I was a little kid. I remember really enjoying them. And once again, this just looks like another one of those live-action remakes that just completely destroys the source material. It's poisoning the minds of all these kids. It's got some really dumb, just potty humor and all this stuff we don't need. There's like dubstep in the trailer. Some of the most terrifying motion capture I think I've ever seen. Honestly, that fox was terrifying. Just Peter Rabbit in general is terrifying. Nothing about this is appealing. Nothing. I mean, honestly, I know this is a kid's film, but it just does not seem like something that's going to appeal to kids. The cast here is fantastic. These are all really great actors. Rose Byrne, Margot Robbie, Daisy Ridley, even James Corden, I usually really do like. I don't know why he keeps putting himself in these shitty films. Fuck you, Jackson. Emoji Movie sucks. But yeah, this just once again, this just looks like another home run for Sony. They've absolutely been killing it lately. Totally not one of the worst studios working today at all. Just everything about this, I am absolutely dreading. I can't believe, I don't know how this is coming out at the same time as 50 Shades Freed. Honestly, I don't know how that happened. This movie's probably going to bomb because of that, but either way, that's really all I have to say about Peter Rabbit. So, MC Deadpool.
Oh, hell, Peter Rabbit Jackson, where you at, boy? Sony. Anyways, yeah, this movie looks awful. The fact, like, James Corden, look, I don't have anything against the guy.
Yeah.
I think he can be a very funny guy. I mean, I've seen his talk show, and he's great. Like Carpool Karaoke.
Yeah. I loved it when he hosted the Tonys and things like that.
Like Carpool Karaoke, yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But him in movies, so far, he has not impressed me.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, like, in the Emoji Movie, he was the worst character, and not throughout the entire movie. I wanted his character in that movie to die.
Same.
He was obnoxious.
Yep.
And now he's in this movie as the main character. And no, I heard that he's gonna be in Wreck-It Ralph 2, so maybe that might redeem him. But yeah, so he just needs a better agent. And like you guys said, you got these great actors, Daisy Ridley and Margot Robbie, coming off of The Last Jedi and I, Tonya. Great career moves. Yeah, Margot Robbie, great career move having this come out during her Oscar campaign.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Really step in the right direction for her.
Yeah, and like Sammy said, this is from the director of Easy A, which I really liked. That was the movie that introduced me to Emma Stone. And Friends with Benefits was fine.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's fine, but the remake of Annie.
One of the worst musicals ever made.
One of the worst movies ever made, I think.
Yeah, like Sammy said, it's one of the worst musicals ever made. And yeah, this just doesn't work as a live action mixed with CGI movie. This should work as like an animated movie.
Yeah.
But with better
it's similar to the Smurfs, where like if they would have just, I know obviously Smurfs: The Lost Village came out, but if they would have just stayed in that one location, then it could actually be somewhat decent. Like when the trailer started off and it's just them and they're in their natural habitat, then it's somewhat good. But then you have to have those potty humor jokes and all this stuff that comes in, and then we gotta have all these big A-list actors in here for some reason that clearly don't want to be here and are just doing the movie for the paycheck. It's just enough of these, honestly. I thought we've abandoned this trend. We haven't really seen movies like this in a while, and now it's coming back, and I don't know why Sony continues to do these type of movies. They don't do well. No one really likes them. They don't really profit well at all. I don't get the point of them doing them, honestly. But either way, guys, if you are looking forward to Peter Rabbit, if there is anyone that is looking forward to Peter Rabbit, I don't know many people.
Jackson is.
Oh yeah, Jackson is. That's
right.
Jackson, if you want to get your ticket to Peter Rabbit, because I know you're the only person who actually wants to see this movie. Oh, and Caden as well. I know Caden's hyped out of his mind for this, and Adam's also really looking forward to it. So the three of you, if you are looking forward to it, does come out on February 9th. I'm also going to be seeing this one with Adam Haskell. We're going to be doing a double feature of two amazing movies on that weekend. That's going to be a lot of fun to do. What a great way of meeting up. But either way, like I said, both of these look like absolute shit. I don't know how they're both coming out on the same day, honestly. It's kind of crazy, and that's really all we have to say about both of these movies. Now, the next movie we're talking about doesn't look nearly as bad as these two. It really doesn't, but it really doesn't look like anything that great either. It's just kind of coming out, and MC Deadpool is going to introduce it.
Okay, give me a second here. That is Permission.
First loves and still together. Never been with anybody else your entire lives. It's so crazy.
Our sex life is really, really great.
He's quick. Compared to what? The two of you are so perfect and constant and inevitable and boring. Aren't you curious? You must be.
Sorry about Ria's last night. You know.
It's not like I feel like I'm missing out or whatever. Am I holding you back? I know how much you love me.
Can you just say what you mean?
I think that you should sleep with other women.
So, this movie, to be perfectly honest, I watched the trailer like a minute ago, and I already forgot what happened.
Honestly, same here.
I don't even remember.
Same here, honestly. Same.
Yeah. I guess from what I saw, it looks fine. That's it. I am doing horrible.
Yeah, I would have to agree with what MC Deadpool said. I really don't have anything to say about this trailer. I mean, Dan Stevens is a fantastic actor. Rebecca Hall, great actress. Really great. Jason Sudeikis, really good cast overall. It's just not really a memorable trailer at all. Not really much to say about it. It's one of those movies where it's just this couple having marital problems, and they decide to like date other men. Like this girl decides to like date other men or whatever. It looks dumb. We've seen this a million times. It doesn't really look like it's bringing anything new to this sort of cliche plot whatsoever. And that's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I don't want to say about it either.
Yeah, so Permission, not much to say about it. At least it doesn't look like shit like the other two movies, but it still doesn't look like anything that great either. So that's really all I have to say about Permission. And now, guys, we're going to really switch gears, though. Like, I'm talking, like, really switching gears. Because we go from a movie that looks like we go from two movies looking like absolute shit to an okay movie to what could potentially be one of the best movies of the entire year. Honestly, I think we are all absolutely hyped for this movie. It is probably the dark horse of the month, figuratively and literally. And that, of course, I am going to introduce, and that, of course, happens to be Black Panther.
We are home. My son, it is your time.
Show me my respect and bow down.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
All right. So I don't think this film really needs much of an introduction. I mean, I'm sure we're all really hyped for Black Panther. But just in general, there's so many things I'm really looking forward in this movie. Right off the bat, this has one of the best casts, I think, in any Marvel movie without a doubt. I mean, just going all the way from Chadwick Boseman to Michael B. Jordan to someone like Danae Guire, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, from The Walking Dead, Martin Freeman, Andy Serkis, Forrest
My God.
Whitaker. Just an incredible cast overall, and just so much talent in that one cast. And Marvel always does a great job, but this has to be one of the best casts we've seen, I think, since like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange really, I think, had the last best. I mean, even if that cast wasn't as, I'd say, memorable as this one was, the cast here looks absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see how everyone's going to go. Chadwick Boseman is an actor that continues to impress me. He's one of those actors that just completely loses himself in the roles, like Daniel Day-Lewis. He doesn't have a specific style. He just like completely transforms into that character. Like when he's Thurgood Marshall, he was Thurgood Marshall. When he was playing Jackie Robinson, he was Jackie Robinson. And when he's Black Panther, he is Black Panther. And I think he's going to get that roll down perfectly. I have heard amazing things about this movie. I've heard Michael B. Jordan is probably maybe the best villain the MCU has ever had since Loki, which that's insane to me. The fact that people are saying he's actually better than Loki, that's crazy. In my opinion, Emo is the best villain in the franchise, but I think, Michael B. Jordan definitely does have, a big chance for sure. The score I'm also really looking forward to, all like Kendrick Lamar and things like that. I absolutely
yeah.
We all know Caden's excited for that.
Oh, yeah, same. I can't wait to see how that's going to go with this film. There's just so many things riding on this movie. I've heard so many things, so many people say, oh, this is so different from all the other Marvel movies. And I say this before, but I mean, truly every Marvel movie is different. I don't think we've had, there are some that are similar and they do have similar themes, but truly every single Marvel film we got last year was a different genre in its own way. I mean, Spider-Man Homecoming was more of like a, high school film. Thor Ragnarok was more of like this epic space comedy. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, that was more of a, sci-fi character study. That's really what that was. And this movie looks like it's going to be like a urban sort of feel to it, and I am definitely down for it. There's just so many things, like I said, riding on this film overall. I could talk about it for 2 hours, but obviously we do not have enough time, and I want to give my other guests time to speak. But like I said, absolutely pumped for it. Without a doubt, my most anticipated movie of the entire month, and I'm sure most of you will agree with that.
Sammy?
Sammy?
Yeah. Black Panther, I agree. It looks freaking amazing. My God, who really isn't except Black Panther? I mean, come on.
Yep.
Like, it has great cast again. Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Young, Diane Gray, Walking Dead, Martin Freeman, Dana Kula, Annie Serkis, and Forrest Whitaker. And the trailer I saw freaking blew me away. I love the music. This movie like could be amazing. It has potential. Again, it has getting great reactions and reviews so far. So I'm pumped to see it. I'm definitely going to see it the day it comes out. It's like really.
Oh, absolutely. I already got my ticket.
Yeah. All right. So Black Panther, coming from a guy who's African American myself, you can tell I'm really excited for this movie because I guess you can say what this movie is going to be for the MCU is like what Wonder Woman was to the DCU, if you think about it. Where, like, how Wonder Woman was kind of like an important movie about, women empowerment.
Oh, absolutely.
Black Panther is going to be an important movie for, like, black superheroes. And Chadwick Boseman, I always thought he's a great actor. I've seen, 42, Get On Up. You remember that movie?
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, he's good in that. And, when I saw him in Civil War, I thought he was great. And he was one of the scene stealers along with him and Spider-Man.
Oh, definitely.
And not only that, Ryan Coogler.
Oh, yeah.
He did Fruitvale Station and Creed. Creed was like in my top 5 of 2015.
Yeah,
I loved it.
That's when I'm doing.
And like you said,
amazing film.
And like you said, it has an amazing cast. And Kendrick Lamar. He coming from a black guy. I don't listen to rap music nowadays because now I think it kind of sucks.
I agree.
Kendrick Lamar is like the only one of the few people in rap today that I actually listen to. Because he's actually great.
Oh,
and
definitely.
The fact that he's doing the soundtrack gets me more pumped for it. So yeah, super excited for it, dude. It is my most anticipated movie of the month. Along with another film. So, yeah, Black Panther, bring it on. Bring it on.
Ooh.
All right, guys. So I think we can all collectively agree that this movie probably is going to be amazing. I mean, Marvel usually knocks it out of the park, especially last year. They've just been on this consistent streak. Not so much in TV, but movies especially. They've really been on a very consistent streak. And this is probably one of their biggest years. I mean, you got this, Infinity War, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, Deadpool 2 as well. I mean, this is definitely one of the years for sure. And I'm definitely, like I said, looking forward to seeing how this does, of course, turn out. If you guys are looking forward to Black Panther, which I'm sure all of you are, it does, of course, come out on February 16th. You guys probably have your tickets already, as do I, and I'm sure we are all hyped to see it. Now, this next film, I'm looking forward to not as much as Black Panther, but I do still think this looks like a very well-done film for sure. I definitely am looking forward to this one. And, of course, Sammy's going to introduce it.
Awesome.
Sammy?
Want
me to introduce it?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
It's early, man.
Oh.
Right, grab a spear.
Oh, it's pointy.
Change your underpants today?
Yeah, changed them with dongle.
Never mind. Shush, everyone.
Attack!
Excellent. The Age of Stone is over. Long live the Age of Bronze.
Yeah, I just didn't know what film it was.
You can go, Sammy, since it's your turn.
Oh yeah, oh man, like this man looks pretty interesting. Like I am a fan of the studio Aardman's animations who've done Chicken Run, Walls of Gromit, Were Rabbit, Flushed Away, Arthur's Christmas, and Shang-Chi the Movie. All films I loved.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah. This one could be one of the weaker films, but it looks like it could be like a fun and anti type of film. That's pretty much all I gotta say.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Like I said, not looking forward to this as much as Black Panther, but I still think this looks like a very well done animated film. It is, I believe, the first animated film of this year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. We haven't had one yet, and this is like the first really big one. So I think it is definitely, obviously, a pretty big. I mean, I don't count Peter Rabbit as one because that's obviously live action animated. I mean, like fully animated. This one I'm definitely looking forward to. I've always really loved Aardman Animation. They rarely disappoint. They always do deliver. Their humor is very British, but it's not British in the sense where it's like the party and it's like so dry that I don't even get the joke. No, they really do understand humor quite well. I think this definitely does have lots of potential. The animation here, of course, looks spectacular. It honestly amazes me how they're able to just construct so much out of so little. Because again, you have to remember, I mean, stop motion, you know, each shot is literally them stopping the camera. It's quite crazy the way that process works. But in general, I'm definitely looking forward to this overall. I think this has loads of potential and definitely one of the most anticipated for the month for sure.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna get a lot of hate.
Oh no, Gary. Oh no.
Look, I
You
saw
disappoint me now.
Not a while ago. I saw this in theater. I went to see Last Jedi, and the trailer really didn't impress me. To be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the movie looks bad. Like, it looks good. It looks fine, but nothing about it really. Yeah, that's gonna be most. That's just probably gonna be most of my reactions towards most of these trailers. It's fine. But yeah. I mean, yeah, the cast is great. You know, you got Eddie Redmayne, Tom Hiddleston, Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones, and so yeah, the cast is great. And like you guys said, Aardman, you know, they barely made a bad movie. I mean, like, Wallace and Gromit was freaking awesome. Like, Curse of the Rare Rabbit, and you know, Chicken Run, and you know, Flushed Away, I think is very underrated. Not a lot of people talk about that movie. But yeah, and maybe this movie might be great, but as it is, it looks okay. It looks okay.
There's always got to be that one. There's always got to be that one movie that someone disagrees with me on. This is that film early. If you guys are looking forward to it, does of course come out on February 16th. Unless you're like MC Deadpool, who's just lame and doesn't think that it looks great.
Hey! I'm not the only one. Ask Diego Coya. He felt the same way as me.
Okay, fine. You two can say it's mediocre while everyone else is like hype. Either way.
We said it looked fine. We didn't say it was mediocre.
Well, fine.
Oh my god.
Georgia does come out on February 16th. Now we're going to get to another film that I'm looking forward to, but I don't know if you guys are looking forward to it as much. And Gary's going to introduce this one.
That is Nostalgia Critic. I mean, nostalgia.
Objects, memories, items that are tangible. These are our artifacts, our scars, emotional, physical. We live our lives and ask, what do we leave behind?
Quiet mouth, empty eye,
Why don't you tell me how you came across this?
pretty face.
Beautiful ring. Seems valuable.
I don't know about that, but it is to me, though.
All right, Nostalgia. This stars John Hamm and Catherine Keener. Yeah, I saw the trailer, and I am interested in what this movie is about. So, you know, the cast is great, and you know, it looks interesting enough.
Yep.
So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you said.
Yeah, Nostalgia. I watched this trailer for the first time. I've been looking forward to this movie ever since I heard of the premise. The cast here is pretty phenomenal. You know, John Hamm, Catherine Keener, really great cast overall. Just the premise in general, I like. You know, someone who's kind of like you know, just kind of reminiscing on their past and going back to their past home and things like that. I mean, it sounds like something that's going to be very relatable in that way. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. Don't really have a ton to say about it, but I do think this does look very promising, especially compared to how mediocre the rest of the month is. This definitely does look like one of the hidden gems in there. So I am definitely looking forward to this overall. So Nostalgia, we are looking forward to. That does come out on February 16th. Like I said, definitely am looking forward to it. Now we get to another film that, just like Black Panther, there are two hidden gems in here that I think we can all collectively agree look great, and this is that second one. That, of course, being Annihilation.
Whoa!
Let me see him.
He's extremely ill.
You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing.
It was his decision to go in. It's something they termed the Shimmer. We've sent in drones and teams of people, but nothing comes back.
But something has.
You're
All right, so Annihilation in general, I have been so pumped for this since I saw the trailer. Also knew the director that was behind it. Of course, this is from the director of Ex Machina, one of the best sci-fi films, I think, of this decade, easily. Alicia Vikander on the map, you know, great performance from Oscar Isaac, Donald Wilson, really great film overall. Yes, I own the Blu-ray as well. But I am absolutely hyped for this movie. What I love about this trailer, first of all, right off the bat, I get a real like Denis Villeneuve vibe from this trailer. I don't know what it is, but just something about it gives me like an Arrival vibe, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, Denis Villeneuve. But the thing that's also very common with, is similar to this, that is similar to Denis Villeneuve's trailers, is that it's a very secretive trailer. We don't really know what this movie's truly about. We know, obviously, they're searching for something, and there are these group of, you know, researchers or whatever, but we don't really know what's going to happen. You know, the trailer, like I said, keeping things very secretive, and I always really do love trailers that do that. The cast here from top to bottom is great. I mean, from Natalie Portman to Gina Rodriguez to Jennifer Jason Leigh to Oscar Isaac, just a really great cast overall. I think this movie has loads of potential. I am so hyped for this movie. I'm already hearing really great things about it. I'm hearing people say that this film is an absolute masterpiece and it's going to be, you know, one of the biggest films of this year. So I am definitely hyped for this movie overall. Definitely one of the films I'm most anticipating, not just for this month, but for this first half of the year in general. And yeah, I am so excited for this one. Sammy?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with Sammy. This when I saw the trailer, I was like, man, this looks really like it has kind of like an Arrival vibe too, which is definitely good because I freaking love that from the death. And it's also from Ex Machina, which again I freaking love, is my top 20 favorite films that year, and I agree it's one of the best sci-fi films of the decade. So definitely cannot wait to see what he does with this film.
Oh, dude, I got like this. Almost kind of remind me. This seems like a movie that Denis Villeneuve would do.
Yeah,
but it's Alex Garland, and most people who don't know me, I love that Denis Villeneuve. Man, the guy is a genius.
Oh, he's the best.
Blade Runner 2049 was like my favorite film of last year. But we're not talking about Denis Villeneuve. We're talking about Annihilation, and this movie looks incredible. Like you guys said, it has an Arrival vibe to it. And I know there's some people out there who thought Arrival was boring, but I thought Arrival was fantastic. And, you know, Alex Garland, like you guys said, Ex Machina was fantastic. And, you know, and Natalie Portman, you know, even though she hasn't picked the best movies, for, you know,
that is true.
Well, let's not forget, like, the Star Wars prequels. And
oh, God.
Highness. But you know, she is one of the best actresses working today. Like, you know, Black Swan, and you know, even though I wasn't a big fan of the movie, I thought she was really good in Jackie.
V for Vendetta, she's great in that one too.
Oh yeah, and so yeah, Annihilation. Other than Black Panther, I am excited. I really want to check this movie out, and and. You know, I didn't hear a lot of the buzz until you said it's been getting like great reaction so far. So maybe it might turn out being like Get Out, where, you know, it's a film that came out early in the year that might get some Oscar love.
Yeah, I could definitely see it happening with this one.
So we'll see, and I can't wait.
Yeah, and similar to Get Out, like we said, they're keeping it very secretive, and I think that's definitely something that's going to help the film for sure. But either way, guys, we are looking forward to Annihilation. It does come out on February 23rd. Now we get to a movie that I fear a lot of us are going to be very divided about. I don't know how this one's going to go. I personally think this looks really entertaining. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And Sammy is going to introduce it.
Game Night.
Tonight, we're taking game night up a notch. We don't need a board and we do not need pieces.
We won't need any extra rudeness either.
Someone in this room is going to be taken.
Oh, it's a murder mystery party.
Fun! Whoever finds the victim wins the grand prize, the keys to the Stingray.
Just the keys?
No, Ryan, the whole car.
Oh, yes! I just want to wish you the best of luck tonight. Bye. Baby, hand me those matches. I'm about to burn this door down.
You're gonna light a fire in a windowless room that we're trapped in.
Why you gotta make my idea sound stupid?
Oh, no.
I know you look forward to Kevin, but I'm sorry, I'm not looking forward to this film, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so let me just say this. There's a lot of shitty comedies that have come out recently. This one doesn't look like one of them. I think this actually does have a lot of potential for sure. You got a lot of great talent in this movie. You know, Rachel McAdams, Jason Bateman, Jesse Plemons, Kyle Chandler, really great cast overall. The recent trailer that came out, I really did love. The second trailer, I didn't like as much, but the teaser trailer I thought also was really funny. There's a lot of, I think there's, Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman look like they have really good chemistry. I just think this looks like a really solid, fun movie. That's really all I think it's going to be. Clearly, MC Deadpool thinks very differently, so just let it out.
Yeah.
Kevin, you Frankie Muniz looking son of a bitch. This movie looks awful. Oh my god.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Look, I love Jason Bateman. Arrested Development is phenomenal. Adams, I think it's a very underrated actress. Mean Girls always hold a place in my heart. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I like The Notebook. That's like the only Nicholas Sparks movie I like.
Same.
But this movie looks so. This movie looks like a lot of things that we see in a lot of terrible R-rated comedies.
Yeah.
Stupid shenanigans that just happen for no reason, or they just doesn't seem real. And
I agree.
what makes this even worse is from the directors and writers of Vacation. It's already a bad sign because I already fucking hate that movie. Now you probably already but they also wrote Spider-Man.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say.
But here's the thing, that's just one movie. Vacation.
Oh, and they did Horrible Bosses.
Oh, that was a fun movie.
But Vacation, I hate that movie so much. If they get it's like, okay, if they write another movie, okay, fine. But if they direct, I am not looking forward to it. This movie looks so stupid. Kevin, what the fuck?
Yeah, I totally agree with everything Emerson Bro just said.
What the fuck did you see in the trailers, man?
I thought it looks fun. It looks fun.
Dude, this movie looks retarded.
You look the only person that thinks that's actually fun. I'm not even joking on that.
Dude, Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, man, what are you guys doing?
I know,
especially coming up.
And Kyle Chandler and Jesse Plemons.
But especially those two, because Jason Bateman coming off of Zootopia, and Rachel McAdams coming off her Oscar nomination with Spotlight. Yet they do this shit.
Yeah, I hope it could surprise me, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I hope maybe the movie might be funny, but I highly doubt it will be.
Yep.
So,
Girls Trip, guys. Girls Trip looked like shit, and that was great.
Well, that because that was actually a competent director, even though he also did Scary Movie 5. But still, This movie looks awful. Like, again, hope it surprised me, but from what I've seen, I'm dreading it.
Same.
Sorry, Kevin.
Yeah.
Well, you know, can't win them all. Like we said, there's always got to be one movie that heavily debate about. If you guys looking forward to game night, you know, like I am, and not like these idiots are, it does come on February 23rd. If you guys looking forward to it, clearly this is going to be the Dirty Grandpa or the fist fight for me, where I think it's somewhat entertaining and everyone else thinks it's shit. We'll have to see. All right, next one we're going to talk about. I originally was not looking forward to this movie at all. Then I watched the trailer, and I'm somewhat intrigued and curious about it, just a little bit. And Gary's going to introduce this one.
That is Every Day.
I am someone who wakes up in a different body every day. Always someone my age. I'm never too far from the last, never the same person twice. And I have absolutely no control over any of it. The day that Amy shadowed you at school, I was Amy, and the day that you went to the beach with Justin, I was Justin. It's not possible. It is.
Yeah, Every Day looks... Yeah, the plot of this movie's like some person, you know, he's in different bodies, and, you know, Angry Rice from The Nice Guys, who's great, you know, falls in love with that person, and it seems like a type of movie that seems like a Nicholas Sparks type, for some reason. That's kind of what I got from the trailers, so who knows, maybe the movie might be like The Fault in Our Stars, where going in I thought, this looks like another sappy romance movie, but it actually turned out being very good, so yeah, but I will say this is I saw like a Spider-Man Homecoming reunion with Angry Rice and the kid who played Ned. So.
Oh sure, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Sammy or Kevin?
I'm next actually. All right. So Every Day, like I said, I originally was not looking forward to this at all. I just thought, this just, especially after seeing Forever My Girl, it just looked really generic, and it just looked like one of those rip-off Nicholas Sparks movies. However, after watching the trailer, I do think this has some potential, and I'll say why. It actually does look like it's a little bit different from some of the other romantic movies we've seen. I mean, just the whole premise of her falling in love with this person who, like, switches different bodies. Sometimes he's a guy, sometimes he's a girl. I don't know, something about that just really fascinates me, and I do think that could actually elevate the film a little bit. Sure, it might be a little bit dumb, but I think it definitely does have some potential. Angry Rice was one of the best parts of The Nice Guys for sure. I'm very happy to see her work. Jacob Batalon, really loved him in Spider-Man Homecoming. He was absolutely hilarious. Debbie Ryan, Maria Bello, Justice Smith, really good cast overall. This definitely does have, I think, some potential. This could be like a Before I Fall or A Fault in Our Stars, where it just kind of really surprises me and comes out of nowhere. So yeah, I'm somewhat curious. I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it, but I am actually kind of curious now knowing the actual premise of this film. So that's really all I have to say about Every Day. Sammy?
Yeah, I think I agree. I'm not too exciting, but it looks interesting. It's actually from the director of that movie, The Vow, with Shane T and Richard McAdams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But also, I will say this before you guys go on. I didn't know Debbie Ryan was in this.
Yes, she is.
Same actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen her on something in a while since like
same.
Sweet Life, or even worse, Jesse.
Oh, that show.
That's a great show.
Yeah, but...
Oh yeah, the masterpiece. Yeah, Jackson Vulture, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, great show. I mean, it had a good ending, but that's about it. Either way, like we said, not much to say about this one. If you guys are looking forward to it, does come out on February 23rd. Not really much to say about this one. Now, this next movie we're going to talk about, this is the final movie. It is the only Netflix movie we're going to talk about. So that is mainly because of the cast and the style, which I think is definitely going to get MC Deadpool to twist his nipples a little bit, which he's actually going to introduce.
And that is Mute.
Do you know what it is to make your dreams come true, Leo? I've seen you working downstairs. You're a good man. As a barman, should not punch the fucking customers.
I don't deserve you, Leo. I love you so much, but you don't know me.
I want to know what the deal is with this crazy bartender.
Sure you want our help with this?
This kind of thing hurts my reputation.
Daddy's gotta go. Oh, no soda.
Mute. All right. So Mute is the new film directed by Duncan Jones. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is from the same guy who did a very underrated movie with Sam Rockwell called Moon. And he also did a phenomenal movie called Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal. But then he had our hopes up of bringing, video game movies to life with Warcraft, and it was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
But, watching the trailer, when Kevin said I was going to get, my nipples were going to be twisted. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Like you said, when the nipple twisting part, I almost got a little bit of a Blade Runner feel.
Yep.
To it. And, the cast is great. Alexander Skarsgård, Paul Rudd, and Jason Theroux.
Justin Theroux! Don't be like Tony. It's not Justin Theroux.
Rocks.
Ben Affleck.
Damn. Because it's so hard to pronounce his name.
The Rock.
All right. Justin Theroux.
Silent. That's simple, guys. The X is silent.
Okay, Justin Theroux.
Theroux. Not Jason, Justin.
All right. Oh, man. Justin Theroux.
Yeah, there you go.
Who's very unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
And, the movie looks kind of pretty cool.
Yep.
And, hopefully this might be Duncan Jones' redemption after Warcraft, because, let's face it, that almost kind of be like, better luck next time. But then again, not every great director has a, there's always got to be one dud in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Gary, I hope you know there is no Warcraft. It's just Boarcraft. Yeah, so you said everything you need to?
Yeah.
All right. So Mute, the finisher. Mute in general, there are two things right off the bat that very much intrigue me about this. One, the Blade Runner-esque feel. We're kind of on this trend right now after Blade Runner 2049 where we're doing these like futuristic shows. Altered Carbon just dropped. That's very similar to Blade Runner. I do find it a little bit weird that Netflix is releasing both a TV show that's like Blade Runner and a movie that's similar to Blade Runner, but at the same time, I'm very intrigued. Two, I don't know if you guys know this, but it actually is a spiritual sequel to the film Moon that Sam Rockwell was in. He's actually going to make an appearance in this movie as that character. I don't know how it's connected or how that's going to go, but that still does have me very intrigued. I haven't seen Moon, but I definitely want to check it out for sure. This movie, I think, has loads of potential. First of all, Alexander Skarsgård playing a guy who's mute. I know it's similar to Shape of Water, and I know we just saw that there, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to go, especially coming off of an Emmy win. Justin Theroux, he does, I'm down for, especially post Leftovers. Justin Theroux is a very underrated actor that's, for some reason, no one knows how to pronounce except me. But he's fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing how he is here. Paul Rudd, of course. There's just so much potential when it comes to this movie. Netflix, I know I say this every time. I know I say I take every Netflix movie with a grain of salt. You kind of have to because they're really overcrowded at this point. They're really overdoing themselves. They're signing on to everything. This is one of those films where, yes, you should absolutely sign on to. I think this movie has loads of potential, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely one of the most anticipated movies for the month, for sure. It's the only Netflix movie I'm really looking forward to this month, but for good reason, and is definitely a great way to end the month, for sure. So I'm definitely really looking forward to music. Sammy?
Yeah, I do agree. Like I said, it has a Blade Runner S5 to it. It looks good, pretty interesting. It's a good cast. It's my Duncan Jones. Like I had not seen Moon, but I will check it out soon. But Source Code is definitely an amazing film. Warcraft,
yeah, he did one too.
yeah, Warcraft was fine. I didn't hate like most people did, but I just thought it was just fine, honestly. But again, I'm very curious to see what this film has to offer.
Yeah, so Mute in general, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. For sure, I think we can all collectively agree that we're looking forward to this one. And if you guys are looking forward to Mute, it does come out on Netflix on February 23rd. Definitely, like I said, of all the movies coming out on Netflix this month, this is definitely one I'm most looking forward to. And with that, guys, that takes us to the end of another movie preview. A lot of very mediocre to bad movies to talk about, but definitely a few hidden gems in there. You know, Black Panther, Annihilation, Mute, things like that. Early Man, which I'm looking forward to, not fucking, you know, MC idiot pool over here.
Hey!
But once again, guys, nevertheless, I do want to thank my guests one last time. First of all, Samuel One World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great to be on the movie with Kevin and Gary. It was a lot of fun.
Always great to have you here. And secondly, of course, the guy who really pissed me off with both his game night hatred and his not really looking forward to Early Man. But either way, we're going to let him give his fucking send-off or whatever, MC Deadpool.
Thank you, Kevin, for having me on here, and fuck you.
Fuck you too. Either way, guys, that's it for this movie preview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what movies you're most looking forward to in February. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you guys in my next video, and I will see you guys for that. And fuck you, Gary. Bye.
Fuck you.